Hi friends, my name is host Eric. I'm the host of Talking with Famous People. And how should I test NI? Everybody's always trying to tell me this. Why don't I just ask you? How do you think I should test NI? Here's what we know about it / test stuff about it so far. One, it's basically a function that understands things in their most relevant sense or the most distilled sense. It operates by receiving lots of data on a sort of malleable field, one might imagine, that collapses down into a single distilled meow. Okay? It is also, you might say, the function that links to identity and or shape constancy. In infants, there are two skills that develop shortly after birth. One is object permanence and one is shape constancy. One might think of those two things as the protoforms of SI and NI, respectively. So here's some things I've done to try to test NI in the past. I've said, there's a guy with a mule, some pots and pans, and a floppy hat walking towards the mountains. What is he? The answer being a prospector. But, that's very language specific, very America specific, as are a lot of my tests, frankly. So, it is true that I struggled this morning to test the NE of an INTP who was from the Philippines, I think, and didn't speak very great English. So, but I felt very confident by the end of it that I had typed her correctly, because even though she didn't speak great English, she still displayed those same multiple angle answers, even if they were in broken English, that I would expect to see from extroverted intuition. Introverted intuition is harder to test. I've used the RAT test, which is the random associations test, where you get three words like ice, cream, cheese. Cream, cheese, and rink. And the word that goes between them all is ice. Ice rink, ice cream, and no, not ice cheese. Cake, sorry. Anyway, you can know what the random associations test is by looking it up if you want. A random associations test. It's generally considered to be a test of creativity. So, it links sort of to NI, but the thing is, it's not a good test because it doesn't help you much with the slotting. Although I will say this, it may be the case that people who are really good at it have it in an instrumental slot, 2, 6, 4, or 8. That may very well be the case because it would seem like 2 and 4 would be best at it in some sense because they're trying to use it as a subject, which is implicit to your instrumentalities. So, anyway, I want your comments, please, on how you think I should test for NI, and I want you to consider, please, whether or not this test is gameable, or whether or not it works on virgins, half virgins, or non-virgins. Virgins are people who are not familiar at all with typology. Half virgins know about typology but have never heard the question before, and non-virgins have heard the question before, but you can still replicate their answers on equivalent versions of the question. Okay? So those are my thoughts here, and my request to you, please, to offer your particular insight and genius on this matter so that I may take of it and use it. Thank you in advance, and goodbye.